Hey, what's good, everybody? June Frey here alongside with my bro.
What's up? It's the Bodega Boss.
Hey, you already know the vibes. Welcome to LTAI, and this is episode 26. How you feeling today, man?
I'm chilling, man. Chilling. This weather's got me bent, but we'll make it. We'll make it through. We'll make it through.
That Florida heat, man. That Florida heat.
Facts.
All four seasons.
Facts.
All four
like
seasons.
Drake said, facts.
Facts. And that's facts.
That's facts.
That's funny. Listen, it's a new episode. All right, new equipment, semi new equipment.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy right now. It's gonna be a good episode because there's a lot of shit to talk about.
I think there's a ton to talk about.
A whole bunch.
A whole
lot's
lot
been going on the internet. We're gonna start off with DaBaby at Rolling Loud. I know this has been talked about for about a good 2 weeks now. Going on 3. Apparently, from what people said, DaBaby has stated a lot of homophobic outbursts while on Rolling Loud. A lot of people were also pissed off with the fact that he brought out Tory Lanez with him to perform.
That was like a double whammy for him.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
like he gave zero shits to all of that.
Absolutely. But here's my thing about it. I know he mentioned a couple things such as if you didn't get your dick sucked, whatever, or if you didn't catch HIV/AIDS, put your hands up. Now I think it's not even about what you say; it's kind of like how you say it. And for him to say that shit, obviously when you say something like that, that is aimed towards a specific group of people. Right. It's not just towards just anybody, and it could have been towards somebody who's straight, somebody who's gay, but the way he said it was towards somebody of the gay community. For me, do I believe it was homophobic? It was an underlying homophobic phrase that he was throwing out. But to me, I kind of looked at it this way. If I want to play devil's advocate, if you remember that one song by Fat Man Scoop, and he always says this shit, they play this shit in the clubs all the time, where it's like, oh, if you got a $20 bill, put your hands up. The chicken heads, be quiet. That's how I looked at it as. But the way he said it, it was offensive.
I don't know if that's the same thing though. I feel like for DaBaby, he has diarrhea at the mouth, I feel like, and he just says things that's on his mind without thinking about it. I know his PR is like freaking the fuck out at this point. They're just like
he's
all
always
over the
biting
place.
his nails and sweating like he's on Molly.
Bro, like at this point, he knows he's gonna be homeless probably in the next 3 months if DaBaby keeps this up. There was a lot of people that were making fun of him, calling him the homeless.
There was
the unemployed.
Bro, you know what's funny? There was actually a meme of Ben Affleck with the cigarette, and he looked like he was stressed. He said, "That's DaBaby's PR." I'm like, boy, there was somebody.
That. The one with the headphones where the guy's taking the headphones off?
Yes,
they said that was his PR team. I was crying.
Oh my god,
I was crying. I was like, bro, this man does not know the epitome of when enough is enough. Like, you're already under a microscope.
Yes,
you know what I mean. For your King Edward IV type beats, like we already know that we're on your ass, DaBaby. Like,
and even not even to mention that we already know DaBaby is problematic. He's hella problematic.
The thing is, though, he has a great personality.
Thank you.
But he just does the dumbest shit. Like, one of those kids that has a full ride scholarship, but then they fuck it up and go to jail for doing something stupid. That's DaBaby, okay? No,
and and it's crazy too, because it's like, I want to go back to what you said. DaBaby is more than just a rapper in my eyes. He's a public figure. Yeah. Family members love DaBaby. Parents, kids.
Not no more though.
Anybody of any generation. Anybody of any generation. They fuck with DaBaby as the public figure that he is, not just as a rapper. Yeah. There was also another situation where Dua Lipa was unfollowing him, because of that situation. Everybody. Here's my thing. I think certain artists have a problem with separating, business and anything that's personal. So people mix that a lot. They blur those lines.
Well, here's the thing, right? If Dua Lipa did not unfollow him, and if a lot of these artists that are friends with him did not unfollow him, they get attacked in the media. What I realized is that DaBaby, out of a lot of artists, which I was very surprised, he got canceled really fast. Like, if you really think about it, when I listen to, let's say, Levitate, for example, featuring DaBaby, you do not hear DaBaby's part on the radio anymore. Even Apple pulled it from playlists. Spotify pulled it from playlists. And it's gotten to the point now where it's being pushed down solo on the charts, and her solo version of Levitate is being risen back up, or in replacement of whatever the other version was.
Right.
So me seeing that, I'm like, okay, this has to be more than just canceling him, because I've seen people get canceled and they come back, you know, with a vengeance. But
I don't think he's gonna be blackballed. I think he's gonna bounce right back.
I don't know. Like, I feel like he's being blackballed right now, and to be dropped from 5 of the major concerts of the year,
even like certain endorsements such as Boohoo Man.
Yeah,
you know. So, and
that's
I've seen
tough.
a lot. Yeah, you know,
like that's really tough. Like, a lot of companies, they don't. I feel like when it comes down to two things, when it comes down to racism and outright just not being one with like the gay community or whatever, you fucked up pretty much. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like you get fucked up more when you talk about the gay community versus racism. So in his case,
sometimes I feel like if we're talking racism more specifically towards, you know, anything that's considered anti-black, the LGBT community carries a lot more weight.
Let me correct myself. The LGBT community,
it carries a lot more weight than it does with the black community as far as the focal point, you know. And that's my opinion on that. And I kind of peeped that myself. Not trying to make it a competition, but if you notice, a lot of more people would gravitate more towards the LGBTQ community more than anything that's considered racism towards a specific group of people.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, though. There's a lot of people who, it's not just black people. I feel like there's racism in all forms. But
all forms.
It just doesn't get noticed as much as when somebody says something homophobic.
If we're putting both entities together.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because then he said something homophobic, which ultimately for me personally, I looked at it from 2 separate avenues, because I'm like, he really could have not meant anything by it, and just like, okay, it's something that he saw that was just, you know, he says he has a lot of, you know, gay, you know, LGBT, you know, supporters, but I feel like at the same time, when you say something like that on National AIDS Day, you know, like, bruh, like, come on.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Like, come on, bro. You can't say something like that and just like, if you're not a nigga sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phones up. And then the thing is about the baby, it's like, you fucked up. You know what I mean?
He is a nigga who just does not give a fuck.
You fucked up, but he just kept making more videos that just kept digging him in a worse one. I'm like, please, bro.
Jonathan, shut up. Mr. Kirk, be quiet.
A lot of people are just like, his PR team is like, they're losing it right now. Because it's like, he just keeps making videos to justify what he said. And, you know, if I said you suck dick in the parking lot, you put your phone. I'm like, please, bro, we didn't have to hear it 2 times, bro.
Please don't explain yourself, please.
Like, the first time was wrong, but the second time it's just like, bro, don't justify it at this point.
Here's my thing, right? Instead of, okay, if you guys want to, if people want to cancel him, go ahead, rightfully so, right?
Yeah.
But I think people need to be more educated. I think the baby needs to be educated. He is completely. He's miseducated on a lot of shit.
I think Miley Cyrus, though, she reached out to him and said that she would, you know, educate him on that. But I feel like that mentality though stems from the black community in music. So that's
the black community and homophobia.
And I feel like that section of it is like totally different, because I feel like that's the same energy people throw at Lil Nas X. Every time he makes a song or a statement, a lot of people like T.I., Boosie will come out and say, oh, well, yada, yada, whatever. And I feel like those all boil down to the rules of the streets.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't realize the rules of the streets. A lot of people in the streets are gay. There's a lot of gay people in music.
A lot of people on the low.
On some real shit. There's a lot of people in music.
Especially in the hood.
In the hood, there are a lot of gay people in the hood. And they just don't out themselves because they are either... they're afraid of what their peers will think. They'll either feel like they'll get shot, or if they're in a gang and they're gay, it's like, well, what do I do? Like, I'm stuck in this position. And you're not truly who you are. So
absolutely.
I've watched documentaries of people who were in gangs that they came out and they were just like, some of them were supported by their homeboys and other ones either got shot or beat up because their gang doesn't affiliate with that. You know what I mean? So,
and I did bring this up too with a friend of mine. I don't remember who it was, but during the time of the social justice situation, where, you know, people were marching and shit like that, there was I noticed this on Twitter, and there was this transgendered woman who was getting her ass beat by people who looked exactly like her, black people, you know. And that right there goes to show the amount of homophobia that goes on within our community, you know. Whether it doesn't matter whether you're old as hell from an older generation or even till now, that shit is still being brought down and still being taught within the younger generation, you know. And I kind of wanted to go back to T.I. and Boosie real quick. First and foremost, T.I.
Isn't he already catching the case?
T.I. is the type of person who I feel always feels the need to respond to everything.
Yeah.
And for him to bring up Lil Nas X
Had nothing
to
do with
compare
it.
with the baby,
That's not even close.
Where's the correlation?
Yeah.
You know, like T.I., this is another one of those situations where you should have just shut the fuck up. You know, because right now you're putting your foot in your mouth and you're literally making an ass out of yourself. You're saying, oh well, if Lil Nas X can do this, then the baby should have the freedom. We should not be comparing. I hate when people do that shit.
Yeah.
If we're gonna focus on that person, let's focus on that one person, because this isn't about Lil Nas X. This is about the baby. You know,
It's not the same thing, and
Exactly.
it
Stay on
doesn't even
topic.
remotely correlate
exactly.
to whatever the situation is.
Another one, Boosie Badass. You know, I seen 2 videos of him saying, oh man, you know, we gotta stop pushing this gay shit. We gotta stop pushing this gay agenda, all this, that, and the third. You know, when kids are out here trying to be straight. What kind of caught me was, wait, trying to be straight, or are there people who are straight? Like, which is it? You know?
Yeah.
That's why there's a major difference.
My thing is
the
if
context.
you're, my final say on it is that
Yeah.
if you are gay, lesbian, you know, trans, whatever, just do you. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, society's gonna hate you regardless
Yeah.
of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Either that they're
Until they accept you.
yeah, or at the end of the day, they may never accept you. You know,
True.
and it very well could be that. But as long as you have people that support you or whatever, then I think, you know, sky's the limit. People really
agree.
shouldn't judge people, because I feel like everybody has their own baggage and everybody has their own shit going on.
Everybody's going through something.
But at the end of the day, what you gonna do? You know,
That's facts.
you can't change people's minds. That's like going into the community and being gay and whatever, or trans people get it worse sometimes, because, you know, the dating scene is hard for them
I think
it is.
I think those who are transgendered are the ones who get the shortest end of the stick out of everybody out of the LGBTQ community. You know,
Yeah.
if not maybe those who are bisexual.
Because they're seen either as one or two things. They're either seen as a taboo thing, or they're seen as a sex object.
Yeah.
Because people don't think they have feelings.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like really fucked up, because that's a guy won't go out and say, oh yeah, I'll date a trans woman. A guy will date another guy before he dates someone that's trans.
Yeah.
And that's facts.
A cisgendered male. Yeah.
Honestly.
Absolutely.
Because it's just that idea that people put in other people's heads is like, it's taboo to date somebody that's transgender, or it's odd in society. But at one point, remember, interracial marriages were odd to people, and all those different things were odd to people.
I mean,
and eventually people came around to it.
But again, this falls kind of like the distinction between racial matters and sexuality.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But I think
sexuality
shouldn't, if you are comfortable sleeping with that person personally, because there are a lot of people who do
or
this,
just if you are comfortable in your own skin,
then you should be comfortable with being with that person. Period.
That's
just the way it is.
So that's that. Yeah.
But yeah, the baby gonna kick the rocks. That's all he's gonna do.
The rocks
for the rest of the day.
Oh man, yeah, man. You know, it is what it is.
Just keep on making those binaural beats, bro.
Binaural.
Those whistle while you working beats, bro. Those referee ass beats.
Oh my god, with the flute,
bro.
Oh Lord,
bro. What I tell you, bro, he was making those Geppetto beats, bro.
This man was making beats with a recorder and an 808 drum. You know the recorder, you know, back in elementary school, bro. Oh my god, the recorder and the 808 drum.
And then the thing is, he'll use the recorder, right? This time for real, it sounded like I was about to go pip pip cheerio before the beat hit, bro. I literally felt like I was in a Robin Hood film.
Like, that should have been the ad-libs.
Like red light, green light should have shaped like,
bro.
Should have stayed in his drafts.
Bro, if you made this song, you're basically on the way to go meet the queen.
Basically,
you know, like
basically. At that point, I thought I should be going and buying a chariot.
Bro, at that point,
and riding that shit to work.
You should feel like you're maybe somehow related to Prince William or Meghan Markle. I don't know.
I literally thought I was gonna be knighted that day when I heard that song. Sir Edmundson III.
I hereby crown you king. I'm sorry, my English accent is trash.
Like, it's terrible, bro. Like, the baby, bro. Like, instead of spending time talking about gay people, spend more time on your music. You know what I mean?
Oh,
put more energy into
Thank you for saying that. Chris Brown, and a lot of people were agreeing with Chris. They're like, whoa. Am I agreeing with Chris Brown?
That's
Chris
bad.
Brown, right?
That's
That's how
That's
you know
bad.
it's real. Chris Brown posted something, I think it was on IG. He said, "Shut the fuck up. do your shows, perform, make your money, and get the fuck off the stage and go about your life. And he's right.
True.
Because whatever the fuck you say, even if you don't mean it, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
True.
You know? So just focus on your music. Bro.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, people were like, wait.
Chris
It's like
Brown.
they entered the twilight zone, like, no, I'm agreeing with Chris
I was looking
Brown.
at Twitter and
Holy
people were
shit.
just like, man, has hell frozen over? I'm agreeing with Chris Brown. I was like,
Chris Brown
wow.
just said something that I agree with. That's crazy. But yeah, speaking of music, man, more music.
Kanye West.
Yeezy. Yeah.
Drop the album, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm
Donda.
trying. They said this man moved to a whole nother stadium.
Yeah, I
you don't
heard
have
about
to do all that shit, bro. Just drop
with
the
the
album.
same stank ass bubble jacket
bro,
on, bro.
He literally looked like a Hubba Bubba case, bro.
Gilly the Kid was clowning the fuck out of him. He actually was on stage, had on the whole red thing and the red mask. He was doing the little dancing thing. He's like, oh my god, I'm emotional, you know. But it was hilarious. But so he did 2 listening parties. The first one I listened to, the first one he did was really good.
You know what though?
What happened?
The third listening party, nobody should show up. On God. Nobody should show up
He's
because
gonna have another tantrum, bro.
Because I'm over it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the first listening party. I watched the second one. Nigga had enough time to be elevated out the stadium. Okay? Like SpongeBob when he was playing the Goofy Goober, the rock song, and he was hanging by the things, right?
In the movie.
So this man had time to do all that shit.
I saw that. They levitated him. He said,
And I
but
was
still
like-
no damn album.
But I sat there and I was like, is this man like this man, they hook things to this man's chest and this man's just sprawled out being pulled up. Now imagine if the dude who was up there fell asleep and that man you bow on your back.
Oh no!
Maybe that'll be enough to wake you up to finish the damn
That
album.
might fuck his job again. He might have to have it rewired.
Kanye West
Like
did
a show.
everything else other than drop the album. The man put out, showcase a new jacket by Gap. The man looked like a sea urchin. Okay? By Gap.
I don't know
Cool.
what the fuck you had on,
Cool.
bro.
You had time to take a nap in the live stream. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You were working out with 5-Yo Foreign.
Oh yeah, and
Cool.
Steve Lacy.
Cool, man. That's dope.
Was that in the cell?
Yeah, like
They was in the cell.
Like he
It
literally
like a
looked like
cell.
he was in prison. Like cool. Drop the album, bro. I'm
so-
over it, bro.
Did you see the way the camera setup was?
Bro,
Kinda looked like
it
was
literally looked like
Afghanistan.
He looked like he was a specimen, and we were watching it live. Like
Kind of looked like what?
I'm like, bro,
This
what
is a message to all American infidels. Kind of like, let me check. Okay,
And then he had
let
the
me
filter
stop.
on it
That's
that looked
fucked up.
like he was in a war movie. I was like, Kanye, come on, bro. Drop the album, bro. I'm over it now.
Stop playing, bro. Drop
I'm
the
watching this live stream, and I think I'm in a cult, bro. You had niggas running around the stage, bro, and I'm sitting there like, am I being ordained into an unknown ministry? Like, this is weird.
Watch somebody say this is the induction to the Illuminati.
Bro,
Watch
if
somebody say
it
that.
really was, I feel like I
Bro,
am now a member.
in a circle.
I feel like
all
I am
them
a
niggas
member.
in black.
And at the
in a
end,
circle?
he gets elevated, bro.
Nah,
I'm a
bro.
member now.
It's a light, bro.
I'm a member
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
There's
bro.
no other way. Where's my Illuminati card?
Bro,
Is it gonna come in the mailbox?
bro, this was one of those type of settings where you get blinded and so you don't see where you're going.
Maybe he
Going
knows.
to the Bohemian Grove or some shit.
You show up to the concert, they bag over your head. You buy.
Oh,
And then you pull up. You pay $35 for a ticket just to be kidnapped.
That's what you're paying for.
$35 to be kidnapped, bro.
man.
And I'm
Bro.
sitting here watching this live stream, and I'm like,
Bro.
and I'm watching this dude like, I didn't watch the full beginning part before the concert, but he did a full live stream.
yeah.
So I'm watching bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
Every time I tune back in, this man's doing something different. At this point, I thought he was gonna cook some eggs on the live stream because I'm like, bro, you're doing everything else but dropping the album. The album is hard
And
though.
he had 2 listening sessions.
Yeah. I personally think though that he's doing these listening parties because he knows this album is not gonna sell. So he's
Really?
using ticket sales
Well,
as a way of boosting his sale.
There's also another theory, bro. People are saying that Kanye is purposely pushing the album back
'Cause
in
of Drake?
time of Drake with Certified Lover Boy.
Man,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want to see this shit happen. I kind of want to see Donda versus CLB and see how that goes because we haven't.
Drake ain't dropping that shit. They're literally on a stalemate right now. We're watching a Texas Ranger film where they're both pointing guns at each other and nobody's gonna shoot. That's literally what they're doing right now. And I think for Kanye West to do that would be kind of stupid because by the time his third live stream comes around, nobody needs to show up for that shit. On God, nobody literally needs to show up for that. I'm not gonna be there. The first one I was like, cool. The second one, most of the songs were kind of done.
Yeah.
And I picked up a couple good songs on there. Playboi Carti was on there, twice.
He brought back Jay-Z.
He did bring back Jay-Z, but it's all capped to me until I see some. He even went as far as posting the pre-order on fucking Apple, on iTunes. I was like, bro, this thing's really coming out. The 9th came, the pre-orders didn't even go through. That motherfucker just let that shit ride. And I guess pre-orders are just a placeholder for the album, and they're never really guaranteed. Yeah, but bro, why do you do all this?
Kanye's playing with our emotions.
He even went on Spotify, changed the whole thing to black. If you don't at least release a single this week,
but I mean,
I'm canceling Kanye West,
bro. If you
forever.
But if you think about it, it's become a pattern. This isn't the first time he's done this shit. He did the same shit with Jesus.
But then
King.
Here's the thing, right?
He did the same shit with the Yandi.
You did all this energy, right, to give me the Ye album. Mm-hmm. You could have used that energy.
Even My Good Ass Job, that never came out.
Bro, I didn't even think that ever was. The title for me told me it would never come out. But you released Ye. Instead of releasing Ye, why didn't you release this shit? Donda. Mm-hmm. Donda was technically supposed to be released before Ye.
That could have been in placement for,
And I get it. Masterpieces take time. But bro, if I listen to this album, if you ever release it and it is garbage, I'm flaming your ass, bro. I'm dead ass serious. Because I've seen too much of this shit. Whole Lot of Red. He did that shit to me, bro. I waited 2.5 years for that shit, bro.
I honestly
can't go through that again.
No, I hear you. I honestly believe that if you know you're not ready to put anything out, just don't put out.
Why are you playing my emotions, bro?
Yeah, don't put out a live stream. Like, continue going back into the studio. Go back to cooking something in the lab, and when you feel you're ready, put it out. Because at this point now, you're gonna be the boy who's crying wolf. Bro. This happened twice now.
Bro, and I'm just like, at this point, man, I am over it. You're playing Ghost at this point. Because people are just like, and me as a fan, I'm a fan of your products. I'm a fan of your music. I'm not a fan of you intellectually, but I'm a fan of your empire. Yeah. And you're screwing with me now.
And at this point. I had this conversation with a few people as well. Shout out to my boy Ty. Shout out to Jalil. Shout out to Robbie. We had a FaceTime conversation about Kanye, on how he is an influence. At this point, he is on legendary status. He is an influence. If you think about people like Uzi or Playboi Carti, maybe A$AP Rocky from in a way, Kanye. He's the one who started it all.
Kanye will go all the way to the Himalayas with a soundboard, recording a video before he even puts the damn album out.
I don't care if you gotta climb Mount Kilimanjaro, whatever it is. I don't care if you gotta walk with goats behind you.
That man will take a bath in Lake Minnetonka and say that he's enlightened. Like, I don't want to hear any of that, bro. Like, just drop the album.
I don't care. Just drop the album.
Just drop the album.
I don't care where you gotta go. Just drop the album.
Like, it's that simple. Like, you don't even have to do too much. For Kanye, you are a master producer.
Yeah.
You are a master producer.
Yeah.
This is the same guy who had time to produce Industry Baby for Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That song was great. But nigga, come on. Put your songs out. Put your music out. At least a single, something, bro.
Yeah.
But Kanye's the type of person, he'll put out a single and never put anything out again.
Yeah. Kanye's weird like that, man.
Man, it's super weird.
Speaking of albums, I wanted to move on to the next.
From a disgruntled fan, Kanye, please, bro. Drop the album, bro. Drop the album. If we gotta revive your mom to do it, bro. Something, bro. Something, bro.
Not Miss West. Not
Miss His mom was actually very, very like philosophical. Like, she gave really good advice, like really good quotes too.
Yeah.
But like, on some real shit, man, put out the album. From a disgruntled Kanye West fan, please, bro, put out the album.
And so now, moving on to the next topic. Speaking of albums, Tory Lanez actually dropped a rare, should I say, hidden album, or no, an unreleased album. That's what I'm gonna say. He released an unreleased album, and it's called When It's Dark. And it's not just any album that you won't necessarily hear off of any platforms. No SoundCloud, no Apple Music, no Spotify, no Amazon, none of that. It's an NFT album. And basically, I want to say Tory Lanez is fucking smart for what he did. He basically sold 1 million copies in 57 seconds. And anybody who purchased that album, he sold his album for $1. He said it goes out to any fans who's willing to purchase that album. And once you get a hold of that album, you get to resell it for any price that you choose. So just imagine, this is an album that nobody, that the world who hasn't even gotten their hands on it
Except
will ever listen.
Except 1 million people.
Exactly. Yeah. So just 1 million people out of how many though in the world? Think about it. Think about I'm pretty sure there's millionaires out here who want to literally purchase that album for, they don't care what the price is. You know, so
somebody's gonna stream it though. Somebody's gonna stream
no,
that
and
shit
I was just
for
saying,
free.
I was just saying this shit
Somebody
yesterday
gonna
too.
do it.
I said somebody's gonna bootleg this shit. Somehow, somebody's gonna rip it,
or somebody's gonna post it online because they don't really give a damn to sell it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so there's gonna be that one person that's fucked up for everybody.
Personally, for me, you told me you bought one, and
I did buy one. I wasn't gonna mention it, but yeah, I did buy one.
I personally didn't give a damn. You know, if it was like an XXX Tentacion like NFT, I'm there, bro. Like but, Juice WRLD, I'm there. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, let me tell you.
Tory Lanez,
but let me tell you why this is important. And I think
I'd rather hear Lucky Charms man scream at the TV for 50 minutes,
bruh. We're not doing that. We're not doing.
I'm just playing, bro.
You're terrible.
I'm sorry.
You're terrible. Nah, but I think this is the perfect time, especially at a time like this where, you know, Tory Lanez, he can't be stopped. People think he's blackballed, but I need Tory Lanez to do this one favor. Please stop bragging to XYZ people that, oh, I'm not blackballed, you can't stop me.
Because you will be eventually.
Yeah, those words are powerful. Just like Chris Brown said, shut up, do what you're supposed to do, and go about your and leave. Go about your business. All right.
Make like a tree and leave.
That's it. You know, stop with this shit. I understand you like to talk your shit. That's who you are. You're this braggadocious type of individual. But please, you don't have to talk your shit every single 5 seconds. You don't have to do that. Just chill out. All right, relax. Because I really don't want to see this man sink. I don't want to see this man tank. He's doing well right now. He's been dropping music like crazy. He recently, before this NFT album, he already dropped on his birthday. All right. An album called We Outside EP. All right, and
I think that's why I don't listen to too much Tory Lanez. He puts out way too much material, way too much.
Guess what? He's independent. He gets to do whatever the fuck he wants, and no industry is pushing him. He's not doing anything, but he's still doing well. So kudos to Tory Lanez.
Oh yeah,
and I do believe that he is the first artist to do this shit, and I believe there will be. I want to give it.
Don't say that to Soulja Boy.
I want to give it. Yeah. Oh, I did this first, man. I did this first.
I made the first NFT.
I did this shit,
and then he'll somehow come up like here
yep,
and
with
receipt.
Evidence.
I'm like, wow, this
Bitcoin.
man is a magician.
Bitcoin. Remember when he started his own video game,
bro?
I'm the
biggest
first
person to do a video game.
Biggest scam ever. Where's it at now?
He made hella cash though.
Yeah, he did. Nintendo said nah.
He literally made a emulator of old video games and put it into like an emulation box.
But that's what Soulja Boy is well known for doing.
Scamming?
Let's not say scamming. Let's say finessing the system. Because he finessed the system, and that's what blew him up.
He did.
You know, with the whole
Soulja
game. Exactly. And the music he literally took regular titles from these regular ass artists. And then guess what? Let's say, 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. Click that bitch. That's all you hear. Let's be real. And he finessed the system. So I can't be mad at that. But my thing is this. I believe Tory Lanez is the first artist to do this shit. And there will be others who will follow suit afterwards. And I think this is very genius. And actually tweeted this yesterday. I said that, wow, Tory Lanez really wants to see people eat. He really does. He really cares about the people. He cares about his fans. I saw the preview. He said, listen, come August 10th, I'm not begging no more niggas to make money. He said this shit 3 times. I'm not begging no more niggas to make money. You know, but purchase my album for $1 if you want to. After August 10th, that's it. I'm not begging niggas no more. And he really meant that shit. And I saw the video. The man was celebrating. The man literally threw himself in the pool with all his jewelry on. You know, he was very happy.
That's crazy.
So yeah, $1 million, you know, under 57 seconds. That is crazy. You know, so kudos to T Lanez, man. Kudos to Fargo, Argentina. You know, so what else? Oh, I need to talk about this, bro, because I have to. The Lox versus Dipset, the Versus show on IG. Let me tell you something. Shout out to the Lox. Shout out to D Block. Shout out to the Diplomats. You know what I mean? The Lox, they destroyed Dipset. I'm sorry, and I grew up listening to Dipset more than I did the Lox. But when I saw this, I said, nah. Sheek Louch, Styles P, and
well, their chemistry is different.
and Jadakiss, all three of them, yeah, their chemistry, they were closely knit, and it never changed.
Yeah.
Dipset, all three of them, their egos were there, and they were all kind of having this superstar mentality. They all looked terrible as a unit, all four of them. Well, I'm gonna leave Freaky Zeke alone because he's the hype man. But you had Jewel. First of all, this is how you know. I'm sorry, the New York people. You see why we roast y'all, and y'all get mad when everybody starts roasting y'all. Joel Santana came out, fuck the name brand. I know he had on Louis V. This man had on an oversized jacket, had on a Louis Vuitton do-rag hanging, had on the oversized fitted cap, and a bandana around that bitch. If that is not the most New York shit I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what is.
That's wild.
Okay?
He went into the store and said, give me the whole thing.
This niggas was roasting this man. Somehow, this nigga looked like he actually sleeps outside, bro.
Hell no, that's messed up.
This man looked like he really homeless, bro. Like,
no way.
This man, I'm like, Jewels, you my mans and all, but bro, what the fuck do you have on, man? Come on, bro. What do you have on?
Man walking down the forest.
Dead ass, bro. What do you have on, Jewels?
This is like he's about to hand you his mixtape.
Bro, the man looked like he looked like one of them niggas from New York back in the early 2000s and from 99 with the Pele Jacket on.
Oh my god.
And the black and mild. Like, yeah.
And he's still bumping Many Men by 50 Cent.
Bro.
I made this shit on the subway.
I said, Jewels, what do you have on, my guy?
Just sponsored by Lugs.
Oh man! And I'm sorry, I gotta get on my man Jadakiss too, because this man had on a t-shirt, camel shorts, and the Timbs.
Listen. That's
this
normal.
nigga pulled on the Timbs.
That is normal.
That is some New York shit.
He gets a pass for me. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm not roasting him.
He gets a pass for me.
I'm going easy on him.
Bro.
Jewels was looking ridiculous.
Bro, come on.
Ridiculous, bro.
He's one of those people that think designer over everything, but you look stupid wearing designer.
As hell.
Designer is meant to be worn in a subtle way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not just
the
jewels,
whole damn thing.
But niggas will wear the thing from head to toe.
To toe.
Literally looking like a match rack. Like you literally look like a two-piece suit. Like, why are you doing this?
This man,
my eyes were bleeding seeing that nigga look like that.
He was the epitome of a New York nigga, bro. Like, and this is why we roast y'all niggas from New York. And I got love for New York.
New York's
but
awesome.
you guys set yourselves up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for failure.
You guys really set yourselves up for that one. I'm sorry. Like, you know,
like everybody dressed normal, and then there's Joel Santana.
Cameron was looking nice. Was looking decent. Jim Jones, you know, they all had the diplomats chains and everything like that, trying to bring it back. The only thing I didn't like about what Jim Jones be rocking is them bootcut jeans over the fucking shoes. Jim, come on. Jimmy, stop. All right, Jimmy, stop. All right, but yeah, you know, they did their thing, but I'm sorry, even the locks swept y'all, man. Like, and even Jadakiss alone, like, he was talking so much shit.
He talked his shit,
and he backed it up.
If you not performing, get off the stage.
Yeah,
I was like, yikes.
He said it. He was like, "Why these niggas rapping over words? You may as well just heard that shit on Apple Music."
Oh wow!
Like, what are you doing?
And there's nothing they could have done at that point.
Dipset was just like,
there's absolutely, like, he was roasting.
It was a major L, you know. But I was actually, because I got a little hype when Jewels finally took that shit off and was sporting the bandana. I'm like, okay, cool. He's ready.
And then he raps his verse from Chris Brown's
He didn't even rap. He didn't rap.
I'm just fucking around.
Fumbled. I'm like, bruh.
He didn't do anything. The only thing he did was when Jadakiss was talking his shit to him, and then he was trying to talk back with Jadakiss, and Jadakiss was like, "Get the fuck over there."
Yeah. Like, just stay your ass over there.
There's nothing.
Like, you're doing a lot of talking. You're doing a lot. They are some New York niggas for real. Yeah. And it got a little shiesty a bit, just a little bit.
They're still cool at the end of the day.
No, of course, but I like seeing that, you know, because here in Florida, we wouldn't allow that shit.
They would shot the place up.
They will light the bitch up.
They would just
period.
Light it up. I'm surprised Gucci and Jeezy could just like go at it at a normal pace.
Everybody was like, "Oh,
I was really like when he took the jacket off, I was like, oh,
I'm like, oh shit, he about to
fucking.
I'm like, oh shit, you know.
But Gucci killed him, bro. I'm sorry. When he played Lemonade, I was like, bro, it's over.
They say that Gucci won the popular vote and Jeezy won the electoral vote. So I can see why people were fucking with Gucci.
Gucci was killing that shit. I was like, okay,
but
Gucci had the hits.
When he brought out The Truth, the diss track,
I'm like, yo. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty ballsy, my guy. That's pretty
But
ballsy.
I said, you know what?
Oh, Gucci is back. This isn't the clone everybody's talking about.
Like, oh,
this is real Gucci.
This is fat Gucci. I'm like, wow, you know, and then Jeezy was trying to play it cool, like, I'll tell you what, though.
Jeezy is funny, bro. Jeezy's funny. When he was playing some songs, Jeezy was tapping his foot, and I was like, oh, got you, nigga, got you. You was tapping your foot. You know that shit's hard. Like, he was literally doing that, and then he had to stop himself. And he saw himself, he stopped, and he was like, yeah, whatever. This
Jeezy was trying to play the bigger person when he knew he took that L.
That shit was funny. Gucci was just trying to just get into the mode.
Gucci was petty. Gucci was ready.
But Jeezy was like trying to play like, you know, whatever. But Gucci was like, this is a competition. Like, we're supposed to go at each other as a competition.
But it was so funny because when I saw Styles P and Jadakiss both rapping, and Juelz is in the corner, and then, you know, he's pushing them both, and then Jada came through, took Juelz bandana and slammed it on the ground, and we were like,
wow,
oh shit. And then Juelz was just laughing and shit like that. There was a hidden portion that nobody saw where Cameron was sitting on his beach chair, right? But hold on, let me stop real quick. He was like, yo, we outside, we home. And then Jadakiss said, nigga, you live in Miami, you ain't home, nigga, shut your ass up.
I remember that. I was like,
yo, Jada! Like, Jada, don't do
and
Cameron
the fact
like
that he was in the beach chair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Cameron was sitting on the beach chair, and when Styles P was rapping his verse, he was trying to sit and get comfortable too. This nigga Cameron was kicking Styles P, and Styles, like, you know, Styles is crazy. So he had on this mean look, like he was ready to like pop off, and then she came through like, no. Stick to rapping, my nigga. Stick to rapping. We're not doing none of that, you know. So, but also one thing that I really it was funny because when shit got like heated, and Jada was like, "Nah, this is what we do, y'all. Listen, let's not scare the white people now." You know, so they were hugging it up and everything like that. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what they do. So I respect that. I fuck with that heavy. And one thing before we move on to the next topic, one thing I really respected so much about what SP the Ghost was saying, he was saying that, listen, we gonna put one hand up in the air, and if y'all came here safely, y'all gonna go home the same way. Ain't nobody finna go to jail, nobody's gonna get shot or stabbed, nothing like that. So he was basically, and it's so sad how we have to tell people this, you know, especially niggas in New York who don't know how to act.
People hear that music and then like
then
when
turn
you
around.
hear Jadakiss and you hear old Dipset shit, it makes you want to fight somebody. So you're like, they want to tell you, okay, we're not here to fight nobody. This is just for fun, whatever, and then we're gotta go home or whatever.
Exactly.
But I think it's good that they tell people that so that way people have clear heads or whatever. Now, if you fight outside, that's your fucking business.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
They were chilling. One thing I didn't like about this whole situation was that at first it was just the Lox and Dipset. Then next, you know, it was a whole group of people. I'm like, this is some nigga shit. Like, what? Come on.
What do you expect?
They were like, get off the stage.
What do you expect?
It took the owner to come out and say, yo, we dead serious. We're gonna shut this bitch down if anybody doesn't get off the stage. Everyone's still standing there looking dumb. Get the fuck off the stage. Like, come on. But
I feel like Gucci and Jeezy's was more organized. Then again, though, they had pieces on them.
Quote unquote.
They had pieces on them.
Everybody was on their P's and Q's. They're like,
pieces on them,
in case if shit pops off, let me get my strap.
Gucci had the suitcase in the corner. I peeped the suitcase in the corner.
The man had the coat.
I was like, he's gonna be like, pow. That's what he looked like. He was gonna pull out a Magnum. Pow.
But it was I think to me it was one of the best versus shows next to
last
Jeezy and
two.
Gucci.
I feel like the last two have been pretty good.
It was good. And the Lox, they were closely knit. Dipset did their thing too, and you know I fuck with them both groups.
Because the Soulja Boy and
Bow Wow. I saw some of it.
Okay.
It was alright. I saw some of it. I like how they brought out Romeo and shit. You know.
I mean, Soulja Boy was roasting the fuck out of Bow Wow though.
I know.
Like, he's roasting the fuck out of him. He said, why was you on that jet and you didn't have no money? I was like, oh my god, bro. I was crying. Bro, when I tell you I was crying, he roasted him and literally Bow Wow couldn't do shit about it.
I mean, Bow Wow is like the punching bag of all roasts.
It was so funny.
Like, if we can be honest, you
know.
But
I need a real one. I need like Lil Wayne versus Birdman or some shit like that. Like some crazy shit, bro.
There was somebody,
Nicki versus Cardi B. I would watch that shit.
Well, they were saying Nicki versus Cardi or Nicki versus Lil Kim. I want to see that.
Nah, fuck Lil Kim. She's at
what?
No, here's the thing, right? Lil Kim's
new generation.
That's different.
Okay,
Cardi and Nicki stack up.
But we talking influence though.
But they both stack up the same
Fair enough,
influence.
fair enough,
I
fair
feel like
enough.
Nicki and Cardi
Fair
can
enough.
go at it, and they both have hits on hits. So
Fair
it's
enough.
like I feel like they can go toe to toe.
I want to see that.
Obviously, I feel like Nicki would win on my personal end.
She would because
But-
of her longevity and the amount of time
Right.
she spent in the game.
And she
yes.
can bring out heavy hitters like Drake, Lil Wayne. You know,
Yeah.
she did a bunch of music with a bunch of people.
Of
So
course.
did Cardi B though.
Yeah,
you know,
but Cardi kind of like did it by herself too,
Yeah.
in a way, without as many features. There was another one that I saw. People were saying, "Oh, Future versus Lil Wayne. Who do you think's gonna win?" I'm like, come on, bro.
why would I
Like,
watch that?
Come on.
Future versus Lil Wayne.
Lil
That
Wayne-
sounds boring as hell.
Lil Wayne is gonna murder Future. Let's be real.
What the fuck? That's not even a
Stop
good.
it.
That's not even a good comparison.
Stop it. Like,
That's
come on.
really bad. I would say
Stop
like
it.
if you put like Eminem in there, or you put like somebody
Okay,
like,
best rapper alive versus
versus
the
like
GOAT?
the GOAT. Like I feel like that would
Okay.
be a good competition because
Okay.
Eminem and
Okay.
Lil Wayne at
Yeah.
one point they were on
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
like bar for bar.
And you know what's funny? You mentioned that there was a rapper countdown on BET, and the number one spot was between Lil Wayne and Eminem.
yeah.
And I don't remember who they chose. I don't know if they chose Lil Wayne, but there was during that time, of course, Slim Shady was, the GOAT, and then you had Lil
Yeah.
Wayne deemed as the best rapper alive. So and
I
putting them
would
two
even
together,
watch-
I would see that.
I would even
And I don't
watch-
even listen to Eminem like that,
Yeah, no, but it would be
He's not my
good
cup of tea.
because hit for hit wise they
Yes.
both had hits.
for sure,
But I feel like
for sure.
for a good versus, like a really good one, would be Kanye versus Jay-Z. I would literally watch that. That would be tough. Because if you see the hits that
and
Kanye has
Jay-Z,
and Jay-Z has
Big Brother
hits,
versus Little Brother.
yeah, that would be fire.
So kind of like one half of the throne
that
going
would,
at each other.
That would break the fucking internet. That
Yeah?
would break the fucking internet. That would break the fucking internet.
Okay.
That would
I like
literally
that.
break it. Like, I would literally watch
Rico,
that.
Rico said it best. Cut the throne in half.
I would watch that shit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I would literally watch that.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be fucking fire. Like,
Okay. I guess I
if
can
you really
see that.
like put it into perspective, like I feel like they have hits, they both have their own egos, like they're both egos together, and then like they have songs together at the end that they can bring together with each other. So I feel like it'll be a good mix of just good music, all around.
Okay.
So that's just my thoughts on it, but
Yeah, I feel
You know.
that heavy. All right, so moving on to the next topic. We have Robin from the DC Comics series.
that nigga gay. No, but they did make him
Yeah.
bisexual. For
They
this
said that
new
he
series.
comes out as bisexual in the comic series. There's been a lot of mixed reviews on that. A lot of people feel a type of way, especially people of our generation, where we've grown up seeing, watching Robin from like the earlier times of him with Batman, even Teen Titans. I'm talking about the OG
Well,
version, not the new
here's how
one.
it is for the comic books. I feel like there's different universes. So in one universe or a specific comic, like that specific thing, that series, Robin's gonna be bisexual.
Yeah.
But the next series, he may not even be bisexual. You know what I mean?
I don't-
Even Loki, they said Loki was bisexual too from Marvel. So
Yeah, but he's been that.
he's been that. Yeah, he's fluid. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
always been fluid.
Like
whatever.
Prince.
Yeah.
Prince.
I don't know if Prince. I always thought Prince was gay.
No,
but that's
Prince-
just my
I
personal.
think
opinion.
Prince was fluid.
Yeah.
Prince was pretty fluid in my opinion.
Yeah. He was very comfortable
He
with
will
himself,
pull
though.
bitches in a blouse and some weird shit.
Fresh Jerry
And-
curl.
yeah, and then people will still say, "Oh, he looks."
But you know what? You know what? There's two people in their careers I feel like that could pull that shit off. Him and Michael Jackson.
Yes.
I recently,
Yes.
this is off topic, but I recently saw a clip
Yes.
from the 25th anniversary Motown thing, I think with Michael Jackson, when he did that solo performance. Bro, that shit was hard. He was doing the little
when they were on separate
on
stages.
stage. No, it was like a full stage and then they had the doors in the back.
When
Like
they- wait. Which
we had this on video.
which one was it?
It was the 25th anniversary Motown or 30th anniversary.
Oh,
of
that
Motown.
one!
That one where he wore the white pants and he had the short, like the hair cut like
No, I
kinda
don't.
short.
No, I don't know if that was Motown, but I think it was
swear
when
it was.
James Brown was there, right?
Jackson
When he-
5 were there. They performed together.
Yeah, so it was James Brown who was trying to bring Michael and Prince together. So when Michael was performing,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess Prince was pissed, and then he was doing some petty shit with the lamppost and knocked that shit down while trying to play his little solo. But then there was also another instance moving fast forwarding where Prince and Michael were both on the same stage but on separate locations, like separate sides, I think. So you could tell there was some beef going on
Yeah,
down
they were
there.
just very different.
But yeah, I think it's a little surprising hearing about Robin coming out as bisexual. I never would have thought that. But
I feel like they always experiment with different characters, so that doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
because I know there's always different things that they put out with different characters. Like some characters will come out as lesbian, some other characters will be like,
I mean, there were some you could tell, like
I
SpongeBob,
personally-
Betty from Betty DeVille from the Rugrats,
But see, SpongeBob always was flip-floppy to me because
We all knew.
there were episodes where he would marry Sandy, and then there's other parts where he's like
Canoodling with Patrick.
He's very feminine.
and
You know what I
Squidward.
mean? Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like I feel like he's a sponge. You can't like for me
Fluid.
it just doesn't
Fluid.
like shit like that is just
He
like
soaks up he's fluid.
he's a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, I don't really see SpongeBob as anything. I just see him as a character.
Yeah.
But there are some people who see him, oh, he's gay or he's this,
Yeah.
he's that.
I didn't
And,
care.
Nigga, who cares? You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But as far as Robin goes, I feel like Robin's so iconic, like as a character.
Yeah.
When they said that he was coming out as bisexual, all that came back to me was Teen Titans and everything else from before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I see Robin as being bi? No.
Me neither. I just couldn't see it.
Like, I just can't see it. Like, personally for me, I feel like, you know, is it possible he can be bi? Of
Yes.
course. He could
Yes.
change course at any point in
Any
his life,
character,
whatever.
It's a character.
But it's a character, right?
Right.
So there's not really, to put realism into it, Robin is in humanistic form. He's a character. Robin, like Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
No, there's the Nightwing Robin.
No, we're talking about core Robin, like Robin, blue and red and green
Yeah.
with yellow R Robin.
They are different. They are.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, because
But we're talking about
Which
Robin.
Robin did they say is bisexual?
I think they're talking about the
they just
new-
said
they
the
just said
DC
Robin. They
the
haven't
DC
really gone
comics
to
series.
But then that would make Nightwing bi with Clark.
That's what I'm saying. This shit's confusing. It's just, I just think personally,
I was
if
just
they
thinking
make
about Starfire too.
if they make an updated character, like a newer character, and then that character is gay or bisexual or trans or whatever, I 100% would be like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's a whole new character, a whole new identity.
There's Grayson.
I thought Grayson died.
No, Grayson is Nightwing.
See, I watch, you know, there's so many damn comics. No, for real, on some real shit. There's so many comics where Nightwing has died. There's comics where Robin is like, you know, kicking Batman's ass. Like, there's just so
Yeah.
many different comics that.
The Red Hood is Jason Todd.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Jason Todd. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's so many different Robins at this point. Nigga, this is a whole new Robin at this point to me.
Indeed.
Because it's a whole new series. It's not even like a continuation of anything. I don't know. It's like a whole new startup series. You know how they make different comic series, but sometimes of the same character, like Spider-Man. Spider-Man has like 50
yeah.
different
So many.
Spider-Mans. There's Spider-Man with the
So
webbed
many.
underarms. There's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's Black
and-
Spider-Man.
Black and red.
There's
All black.
There's Spider-Woman. There's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
different Spider-Man. So I don't take this one personally because
Yeah.
this is like, it's Robin. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At the end of the day,
It's a side.
it is what it is.
It's a side.
It's a sidekick. But Robin, you know, Robin, it's Robin. you
It's
know what I
Robin.
mean? Like I'm not gonna kick DC's ass for that. But I do wish DC would make newer characters where they can shine in their own right versus
Yeah.
just piggybacking off another character.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just make a whole new character. Even with Superman, I saw where they want to make Superman black. I was like, nah, bro, stop that shit.
Just to clarify, it's Tim Drake.
Tim Drake's okay.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
Okay, Tim Drake.
but you know what I mean? For Superman, I'm like, just make him Negro strong. You know what I mean? Somebody,
strong, I'm
somebody,
dead, bro.
Somebody.
I'm dead.
You know what I mean? I'm tired of them trying to piggyback off of other people to try to get an agenda across. Like, oh, we could be inclusive too and make a black Superman. Like, nigga,
I think
come on.
representation is amazing.
It is.
It's amazing, but let's not oversaturate it.
Right, because it comes to
Right?
a point now where it's just it's almost offensive because now you're
It
trying
is,
to
'cause,
push.
like, okay, now what's next?
Yeah,
Like,
because
what you trying to do
DC,
now?
let's be honest, DC
Right.
they be doing some racist shit, but they try to fix it and say, oh, you know what? I know how to fix racism. Let's make a black Superman. Like, we didn't ask for that. Give us Static Shock. Do something,
Thank
bro.
you.
Like, I don't give a
Thank you.
damn
Oh,
about a black Superman.
And shout out to Idris Elba. He's gonna play Knuckles in the
That's
the next
tough.
film.
I actually saw that. That
Idris
was
Elba,
tough.
That's that
That's
dude.
tough. I can see that. The deep ass voice. And I just want to hear him sound British. You know what I'm saying? Like Sonic, come here. Like on some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
But Knuckles did have that deep voice too. That serious deep voice.
No, that's
too.
dope.
Yeah,
I fuck with
yeah.
that.
All right, so
Rather
let's-
than Michael B. Jordan, because I'm tired of seeing Michael B. Jordan and all that shit, bro.
yeah, I feel you on
Yeah.
that.
Bring
but-
back my nigga Killmonger though. True.
Mhm.
You know what? I have a side theory. Killmonger should be brought back and revived to cover over in Black Panther's absence.
I
And
was thinking the same
that
thing,
would have
but
been
for
dope
good.
to me.
But for
that would have been
good.
dope to me.
But for good.
I also understand that Suri
good.
in the comics
Yeah.
is a successor
Continue.
to him. So
Continue the legacy.
I
Yeah.
guess, bro.
Yeah.
I guess. But I would have loved to see Killmonger come back and be like, you know what? I can be the rightful guy
Yeah.
to come back.
Yeah,
and do it.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I want to see
That
that,
would have
as
been
well.
dope
That
to
turning
me.
point. Yeah.
But they killed that nigga, so.
All right, so he killed himself. So let's move on to
He was like, unhand me.
I'm dead.
I will die in peace.
Yeah, let me rest with my ancestors. But yeah, let's move on to what's on the playlist. So I actually have just a few things I want to mention. First things first, I want to mention The House is Burning by Isaiah Rashad. Oh my gosh, Chef's Kiss, an amazing album. I'm glad Zay is finally going to hop out of that 5-year gap, because since the Sun's tirade and now, it was 5 years, you know. But
now we just gotta get Ab-Soul out of slumber.
Yeah, we need an Ab-Soul album, like a proper Ab-Soul album.
Produced
but yeah,
by K Tronado.
Well, also with Mixed by Ali too. Let's get Mixed by Ali as well, you know. And Soundwave, we gotta get Soundwave on there. But yeah, a couple of favorite songs. Listen, man, I'm gonna give this album a 10 out of 10. I think Anthony Fantano was really stupid as hell for rating that man's album a 5 out of 10. You know, but
I feel like
whatever.
that album is something you have to listen to more than once to make up that assumption.
I didn't have to listen to it more
but
than
I feel
once.
like for somebody
that
that's
to
like a
sink in.
serious music critic, like I feel like you
That's
can't call yourself
understandable.
a serious music critic and you only listen to an album one and rate it based off
That's
of that.
fair.
Because I felt the
That's
same way
fair.
about Whole Lotta Red. Even though I thought that shit was ass, and I still kind of think it's ass.
I have people telling me to literally revisit that album.
It's grown
and I
on
will.
me. It really has.
And you know what's funny too? I actually revisited Yeezus.
Yeah,
and
I did too.
And I actually
That
like
shit
it
is
now.
crazy.
It makes sense to me
It's
now.
crazy.
Because back in 2013, I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
No, it had to grow on you. Like when I
Yeah.
heard Black Skinhead, and I was like, okay, this is fire. And then I heard the rest of the album, I'm like,
Yeah.
then I heard Blood on the Leaves
Yeah.
on there, and I was like, oh,
Like-
this shit is. And I went and I listened to it. Like
Yeah.
you have to sit in the dark and listen to this shit.
Yeah.
Because I sat in the dark and I listened to the whole Yeezus album.
I just want to give credit to James and Ed.
Shit is
you know,
a
for
movie,
telling
man.
me to like revisit the album.
But I
you know,
feel
so.
like with Isaiah Rashad's case, you have to listen to that. There's no way you can call yourself a proper music critic and listen to it one time and make up an
True
assumption.
that.
Like
He's one,
5 out of
but
10.
he's one of the most underrated artists off the label too. And so I actually just want to name a couple of favorites off that album. From the Garden with Lil Uzi Vert, fucking fire. Lay With Ya with Duke Deuce, Headshots. That was kind of the single that carried the entire album. Headshots for the locals. Chad featuring YG Tut. Score, my personal favorite, with SZA and Black in it. And then also What You Said with I Am Doechii and Cal Banks. Next album I want to mention is King's Disease 2 by Nas. I was quite impressed with this one. The first one I enjoyed a lot, but this one I'm still revisiting it. I'm still letting it sink in. So far, 3 favorite songs of mine are Death Row East, where he actually discusses, you know what I'm talking about, Rico. He actually discusses about how he and Pac were supposed to meet up, but unfortunately it was too late. Nas was actually gonna fly over to Vegas to shoot a music video and also meet up with Pac there, but unfortunately Pac, was hospitalized and he passed away, so it was too late. He wanted to squash the East Coast West Coast beef, and there was never actually bad blood between Pac and Nas. It was just a big misunderstanding. It was kind of the he said she said shit, where it was like, oh, somebody said you dissed me, oh, I heard you dissed me on this, but that's what happened. Store Run is another one of my favorite songs. He gets in depth with, I guess metaphorically about how he's at one of the highest of the rankings as an artist. And Nobody featuring Miss Lauryn Hill. I have to say, I really am so happy to hear Miss Lauryn Hill's voice again, regardless of what they say about her being late to her shows. I don't care. She's a legend. I love her.
Black people are always late, man.
Always late.
You're not black if you're not unfashionably late.
CPT time, man. Listen, CPT it exists for a reason. I also want to mention the 6tape2 project with Blast and Bino Rideau, if I pronounce that correctly. 3 favorite tracks off there is Program, a vibe, Might Do Well, and Accountable. Next, I gotta mention my man Tory Lanez. I did mention him previously. The We Outside EP, Pretty Face is my ultimate favorite track. We Outside is a banger, and of course Gratata with Kodak Black. It's a vibe. It's a bop. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been on my playlist for sure. Is there anything you want to mention, or you want to just cut to the end?
Yeah, I got 3 songs I was listening to, which I showed you before. Paperwork Party. That song is fire. It's featuring Jack Harlow.
Okay. Was that the one that you played for me with the instrumental, or not?
Yeah, so it's Paperwork Party remix, Babyface Ray featuring Jack Harlow. That song
is fire.
Goes hard as hell.
It's fire. The beat is
hard.
fire.
And then I have 2055 by Sleepy Hollow. Very,
Sleepy
very,
Hollow.
very underrated song. We have the new Pop Smoke album that I've been listening to.
I didn't listen to it yet.
I listened to the deluxe version. Pretty okay. There's some beats on there that I didn't think Pop Smoke would actually choose if he were alive.
I still don't know how I feel about posthumous albums. I
think they're pretty okay as long as it sounds like it was what the artist wanted. Like in XXXTentacion's case, they butchered that. You know,
I'm not even
for Pop Smoke, I feel like this was a good mix. There are certain artists on there that I didn't think he would do music with, like Kanye West, or Dua Lipa, like stuff like that. I felt like it felt kind of forced. But other than that, it was pretty good. Top Shotta, they changed the beat for it, you know, and added a Jamaican tune to it. But I thought it sounded pretty good as far as the newer version goes. My favorite song on there is Beat the Speakers. Very short song, like probably about a minute and 50. You know, minute 54. It wouldn't be Pop Smoke if you didn't have a minute song on there. So yeah, that was probably the best song I listened to in rotation from him. But so far, that's about it. And I also revisited Made in Tokyo. His very first mixtape that he put out.
Oh, Made in Tokyo.
You Are Forgiven.
You Are Forgiven?
The deluxe edition. I recently was listening to that while I was working, and I underestimated how good of an artist he was for the time. Like, he was way ahead of his time.
I've always said this. Made in Tokyo is underrated in so many ways. Some people don't really fuck with him as much because, you know, whatever. But he's a
his
vibe.
Style though for 2016 for that to be out,
and the ad libs too
sounded so good.
Yeah,
I was like, that is crazy.
He's underrated in my eyes.
Yeah,
you know, so
that's about it for me.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in to LTAI with June and Chris. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Anchor, and all other streaming platforms. And also be sure to check us out on IG and Twitter at RealLTAI. That's RealLTAI_. Is there anything you would like to say before we sign out?
And don't forget, man, to catch us on the flip. See us back for episode 27, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yes, sir. So till next time, y'all.
Deuces.